Hello and Namaskar. Today we are here to present to you ABC of Teaching Online. Why are we talking about this topic? Some time back, we all were concerned and were pondering whether we should expose children to the media, how much of media time is good, how much of digital education and whatnot. Even the biggest of guideline companies and WHO, everybody had a typical thing that, okay, research has this, research has that. And we were all considering whether we should expose children or we should allow children to be on different gadgets and how long should that be. But today, when we see this kind of pandemic where it is safer to be at home, why don't we consider preschoolers and the little elder groups to teach online? We are already aware that we are teaching the elder ones, and I think that's quite well known. The 9th, 10th standards and onwards are already teaching or learning online. What is it that we can think about when we start looking at teaching online for all different age groups? Let's consider the factors that will either benefit or challenge us when we start thinking of teaching online, and what are the kind of preparations that we will need as a professional group to work with children online. Hardware and connectivity, environment, preparation, comfort, and outcomes. These are the factors we will be reviewing in this presentation as we go ahead and see what and how these things will impact us when we think of teaching online. Hardware and connectivity. When we look at this picture, it is going to be the gadgets and devices. Each hand has a different kind of a gadget and a device. And that's going to be the case with every parent, every child, and every tutor. So this will definitely give its own impact and show up its presence in the online tutoring factor. Quality of audio visual again will be dependent on the type of device and the gadget that is being used. The specifications of the device will decide how good or how mediocre the audio visuals will be. Additionally, connectivity will not lose its importance. It will continue to show up its face even in the quality of audio visual. And what we need to consider is signal strength. If you are a tutor or if you are a parent, you need to ensure that the signal strength is strong enough that you are getting the best of transmission. You need to just check those bars, whether they are full, they are half or little, and that will decide whether you will be able to enjoy a good interaction online with your tutor or with your child. Availability of data. Ideally, a broadband connection is the best when we talk about internet speed, but availability of data should be one of the features we consider as in pre-consider when we talk about going online and teaching children. Because if the data pack is not sufficient, you may lose half the way or you may not end up with a haphazard experience. And so choose a good data plan or choose a stable internet connection that helps you stream through the entire video or the interaction so that your child benefits and the teacher is also able to deliver satisfactorily. Internet speed, as I already mentioned, a broadband connection is ideally the best one, maybe a LAN connection. But however, with all these lovely data packs available, a good 4G connection really does a good job. As in, it does equally a good job so that the teacher can connect from anywhere and the child can receive or the parents can receive from any place. Environment. One of the other features that we look at in preparation of teaching online is environment. Who and what in the environment? Teacher's environment and the child's environment. What are the factors in the teacher's environment that will probably impact the teaching online experience? Seating arrangement. A teacher needs to be seated comfortably, maybe needs to sit on a chair or wherever she can make herself comfortable. She chooses a spot in the home or her place wherever she's going to be delivering the content from for teaching online and make sure she's seated enough comfortably with all the material that she requires. Ventilation and light. One of the other features that will impact her experience and her delivery quality is going to be the ventilation and light. Light also important, I would mention, because children like to see their teachers, and that's what one of the features that we all know. Children are literally looking out to see what the teacher is going to talk about, and here with an individualistic device, I'm sure light will be important. Background visuals. Background visuals play a very important role, especially in the teacher's background. When she is delivering content, there are multiple eyes on her, and when there are so many people viewing her, whatever her background is going to be a matter of concern. She can actually use this background for delivering or presenting something that she wants to talk about. She can use it as a display feature also and use it as a part of her content delivery. However, a teacher is also going to be maybe operating out of home or a school corner or wherever. She needs to make sure that these visuals are not disturbing or at least not moving. Don't try and sit in a passage or a place where things will be constantly in a move or a go. Choose a spot which is going to be less active if you're not using your background for presenting any kind of visuals to children which are relevant to that particular session of yours. You can also choose to sit in front of a blank wall or just a panel of a cupboard or a curtain, whatever is available. Background noise and disturbance. Background noise and disturbance will definitely impact the child's experience because they might not hear you clearly, or even yourself as a tutor or an educator delivering may get distracted or disturbed by what's happening in the background. Less controls on that, but we can definitely choose where we want to sit and where we get the least disturbed. Moving ahead to the child's environment, what are the factors in the child's environment that will be maybe playing a vital role in his or her learning experience? Once again, the seating arrangement comes here as well, and the child needs to be seated comfortably with the material. Maybe there is going to be some art and craft activity, writing activity, or reading activity, or with the material and with the necessary arrangements. Maybe a table, maybe a writing pad, or something that he can rest his book on if he is going to be using a book and stuff like that. A comfortable seating arrangement, ideally, will have to be done by the family. So whenever we talk about the child's environment, it's actually the family that's going to be providing or provisioning for everything that a child's environment is going to be like. Here again, ventilation and light are important, and this all needs to be communicated to the family and the parents so that they can make the best arrangements for the child in their environment. Background visuals of children really don't matter because teachers can ignore them, and there is not a necessity that they need to be in a particular background because the teacher won't be able to focus. Yes, of course, but the teacher being an adult, I think we can have a little more expectations and we can tell her, okay, let's ignore the child's environment, and any which way she has more than 3 to 4 children or many children to attend to. Background noise and distraction. Here it's not just disturbance, it's distraction. Background noise, obviously, as much as for the teacher, the background noise is going to impact the child's concentration and attention span. Distraction also means if you're making your child sit in a place where you have toys around, or if you have some creative visuals, or something else that a child literally gets distracted with or gets attracted to. So this is what, as a guideline, should be connected or communicated to the parents, that you want the child to be in a particular environment which is seated well comfortably, light is enough and ventilation is good and there's no distraction. Again, let the parents choose a good spot in the house where there's less noise and they can continue to have a good online learning experience. Preparation. When we move to the next part, the next factor of teaching online, we talk about preparations. Prepare. Yes, prepare, but prepare whom and with what? Prepare the parents. Of course, as a school, as an institute, as an educator, we'll have to prepare the parents, prepare the teachers, and prepare the child. What do you do in the preparation of parents? Involve them in the partnership, because teaching online is not possible without them making the environment, making the provision for the material, and so many other things. So the teacher has to build a partnership with the parents and involve them in this process. Define parental role. Yes, most parents are overtly concerned about whether the child understood or not, and the teacher was able to deliver or not, and so many other things. So that their concern is genuine, and we can't just let that go. But you can define a role that yes, of course, you are supposed to be partnering us, and what is it that we will need your help in? How can you supervise the child's experience and make sure that the child is actually attending the session, is not distracted, and so many other factors. Guidelines by the school. A school or an institution should give the guidelines to the parents. As I said, partnership, I'm constantly emphasizing on partnership. At a point, there should not be a case coming up saying, okay, the school really doesn't bother, or the educator does not kind of satisfy what a learning experience should be. We are in it together for the best of children. So I think the guidelines by the school give an opportunity to the parents to speak up and to suggest. Let them speak up, let them be vocal about their experience, whether they liked it or not, whether they have some suggestion to make improvements, and we all are open towards that. And that's where a guideline from the school goes. And these guidelines ideally need to be made together. They can be done together by the adults who are involved in it, right from the PTA to the parents, teachers, and the school administration involved in it. Moving ahead, as I said, invite suggestions. Let them suggest. Let the parents suggest. A lot of times we have a lot of good ideas coming from the parents, which may be workable and practical for all of us. They know their child's environment better, and they know how things will be probably possible for them. And let us listen. And when we listen, I'm sure there will be better ways to present this entire content and teaching online easily. For the teachers, we suggest plan a syllabus. How much of it that you want to take online? What is it that you want to do online? How many activities? Some kind of readiness, some story, something that you want to do online. And what are the concepts that you want to cover online? Not all concepts may be easy online, and you wouldn't want to do that. So choose what is it that you want to do, plan it. Prepare the content. Just as I am presenting something on a present PowerPoint, you want to prepare something, you can prepare a picture, you can show a picture. So prepare the content that you want to talk about in terms of your own notes, as well as prepare something for children as a visual or an audio visual that you want to present to children so that they are attracted and glued onto the screen for a while that you are interacting with them. Present creatively, yes. Try and get a little more creative. Early childhood educators and teachers of all classes definitely try and get creative, but here there is a necessity because of highlighting this feature actually, because we are now not one to one, we are not facing the children, we are sitting somewhere and the children are in a remote location. Especially for the younger ones, we often feel that presentation of a creative type will definitely try and attract their attention and keep them on for a while, because we're always trying to stretch that attention span, which is always going to be mattering to us. So prepare the parents, prepare the teachers, and prepare the child. So what is it going to be with the child? Set the expectations. Talk to children. Teachers also can do this as well as parents, and actually both of them should jointly plan to talk to the child and prepare the child as to what is the time schedule, what is the kind of duration of the session, what kind of things you will be doing with the child, maybe some activities, some games, and stuff like that. Probe curiosity. Curiosity is something that children are driven with. They are naturally curious, and if you leave a question for them to think about, they will certainly be glued on to the next session, or they will be actually attracted and interested in joining in for the next session. So, probe curiosity, as in leave a question to the children saying, okay, would you like to, sorry, it should be something like, I am going to tell you something about a a creature that lives in the forest. And let me tell you, this creature that lives in the forest is somebody who lives on trees. And leave it at that. Let the child think and tell them that, okay, I'm going to come back to you tomorrow and ask whether you thought of something that lives in the forest and lives on trees. Whether it's an animal or a bird or or some insect or a reptile, that is what we need to see tomorrow. So you think about it and let us know tomorrow what you thought. And that is where you leave the child with a probing question and a curious thought that, okay, what is it that a teacher is going to talk about tomorrow? I'm sorry for that. Yeah, we move ahead. Give the list of things that a child needs to sit with. A child needs to be obviously made a little more responsible, and this responsibility can be shared by the three of them, like in terms of parents, teachers, as well as children. So the kind of things that you want, maybe crayons, maybe a paper, pencil, or eraser, some material to count for mathematical activities, or some kind of an experiential learning if you wish to do a fruit or vegetable or whatever that you want. Please communicate this prior, obviously, communicate it to the child, communicate it to the parent as well, because that's what they're going to be provisioning for, and the background has to be set up well. So here we have a lot to do in terms of preparations. A lot of times if you look at this presentation, you will find there are multiple micro features that will come into each and every block, and they need to be enhanced at the individual level when we start thinking of implementation of teaching online. So I know I won't take much time on this one now. I have given you a lot of points to think, and I move ahead. I have a special pointer made, a few special pointers made for teachers, and that is what: be prepared. Teachers need to be prepared and they need to dress up professionally. Don't take it as if you are just working from home or you're working from a corner and children are not in front of you. Children not being in front of you, yet they're going to be seeing you and facing you, and they love to see their teachers. So, dress up professionally, dress up neatly, and educationally appropriate dressing is always the best option. Acknowledge feelings. A lot of times, children are expressing to the teachers now or to the group when they will be interacting on an online teaching forum. So please acknowledge feelings. It can be feelings of fear, it can be feelings of happiness and joy, saying, oh wow, it's a long, long vacation. Or it could be even feelings of saying, oh my god, there is a lot of corona outside. Children have a lot of thoughts, and these thoughts need acknowledgement and they need a truthful answer. And that's where I'm moving to the next pointer. Address questions with the truth. If you have the answers and you know the truth, please share the truth. If you don't have, tell them we can get back. Please do get back if you promise them that you will come back with an answer. If questions like are there going to be exams or will I be having an assessment? Do you think we will meet in the classroom sometime next week or next Monday? So these are the questions that children probably can ask, and be truthful. We don't know right now. If you know it, please express. If you don't know, what is it that you're looking at? Just tell them that right now we are just going to be interacting online. All these questions, even I have in my mind, and we will be talking about it as and when we get information from the government, from the state guidelines, from the school. All of them will make announcements and we will share it with the children. So this is a special slide that I had prepared for the teachers, and I move ahead to the next factor that we were considering when we teach online is the comfort. Comfort, I'll start from the bottom, and that is the technology. Comfort with technology. Comfort of the teacher with the technology, the platform that you choose, the kind of method of delivery that you choose over technology, and much more. Whether she's comfortable using the gadgets to comfortable using the softwares, and all this goes into the comfort of using technology. Not just for the teacher, but a similar thing prevails for the parent and the children also. So try and do some test sessions is what a suggestion is from my end, and it will work. Start an icebreaker like a group activity or just a game for a day or two, and then get into the little more of activities driven with more readiness and stuff like that. Delivery online. Delivering online for the teacher is going to be a lot of preparations in a different form. She needs to be making sure what is it that she wants to make. Maybe a hard copy of a particular thing may not work, and she will have to work out something, maybe an audio visual like this, or a photograph that she wants to show. She will also need to kind of modify the regular lesson plans to make a delivery online possible. And she may want to change the activities, make it into a game, or make it into something more interesting so that it hooks the children onto the activity and the interaction for a longer period. Time and or duration. The comfort of time and duration both are equally important. Now, when I say time, it means what time of the day is it that is comfortable for all three of them. Why three of them? Teacher, parent, and child? Because A, the teacher may be ready to teach in the morning as the regular sessions of the schools are. But what happens when the child does not have sufficient material or a device dedicated to himself or herself? Because parents are working from online and the parent is also busy with some other ritual and needs the device or a gadget. That same gadget. See, ideally we don't have separate devices for children right now, and most of the houses will have a sharing device or a family device which is going to be used. And that is where we talk about time. What time of the day is it that is comfortable for the group of children and the teacher? Maybe split the group into two parts, maybe a morning session and half the class into an evening session, depending on what is the availability of device and the better connection. So make sure that you have a good decision made in connection with the parent. So you need to kind of deliberate about this point with the parent and then come up with a solution for yourselves. And for duration, initially the duration just needs to be like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, an icebreaker, or just one game, and the duration can be increased gradually. So, for the comfort of everybody, this is also going to be helping you out to accustom everybody to the technology and the platform and the software that you will be using. Also, make the teacher comfortable for the online delivery, and therefore, the duration is going to be very important because the child also will get gradually habituated to seeing the teacher online and taking down some kind of assignment, some activity with her or the classroom, and the duration needs to be firstly smaller and then gradually increased. Obviously we can't run the whole 3 hour 4 hour syllabuses and 5 hour syllabuses with the younger ones, so let's make it a little modified syllabus which you can kind of work and interact over the web. Outcomes. What are the outcomes that we ideally look at when we talk about teaching online? First and foremost, we are all looking towards the development of children because 2 months and plus children have been not academically doing any specific activity with the professionals. They've been working with the parents, with the family, and lot of social interactions are happening within the family. A very good feature, but with how long and when is it that the school begins? We don't know. So let's start something that can be done online, talking to children. At least that connectivity with the school and the professional or the tutor will remain. So maybe we're setting up a new normal. We don't know. Maybe teaching online will become one of the parts and rituals of the process of learning henceforth. Because we don't know, the robots may come up. There is a lot of AI coming in, artificial intelligence working on a lot of softwares and a lot of things. So maybe teaching online can become a new normal. It's just okay to teach online. Maybe it may not be accepted everywhere. People will not be able to practically implement online teaching. Variety of reasons, because of some concepts don't offer themselves for teaching online, some locations where we don't have enough services and enough connectivity, and for variety of other reasons that this may not become a better solution or give a good outcome to us. Yes, of course, saves a lot of time, energy, and cost. Right now, let's look at the positive part of it. It is saving a lot of time, energy, and cost, but that's not going to be long from a situation when children and adults will actually start missing the social interactions of meeting friends, being with colleagues, talking to people, meeting a lot of adults and everybody in the environment. And that's what even I think adults are missing out. We are already doing that. What can be the better outcomes? Adaptation skills of humans have been proven again. Yes, adaptation. Human beings have been known to adapt to the situations and the habitat and the environment and the surrounding that we live in. We have been learning about this for I think a lot of long time. And this little pandemic experience has given us one more proven factor that we adapt and our skills get polished when we see new situations. Resources limitations, all such limitations with respect to resources, material and availability may hamper the adaptation, of course. So if you're not having enough connectivity, if you're not having enough resource material, or if the students probably don't have crayons and the paper is over or the books are not sufficient, so there will be some limitations, and that can cause an experience to be a hampered one. This experience or this pandemic just pushes us to think out of the box with the limited resource box that we have. We have limitations with material that is available to us around in the surrounding. A lot of daily essentials are only available. So if you're looking at some fancy material like an art and craft box or something refilled, it is probably going to be a challenge. But all of us have tried to get creative, and if you think back, most of us have come up with innovative solutions with whatever material we have. May lead to a drop off and frustration in some. Yes, when there's this kind of a situation coming up, it can also lead to frustration in some of our fellow mates, and there can be a drop off saying, oh, that's not for me, I am not doing this at all. However it is, we need to motivate each other, keep our hands together, and keep working together. So let's move ahead and look at the ABCs of teaching online. I'll sum up this presentation with a simple ABC that I think definitely all of us can work with. Adapt to the change. A stands for adaptation. Balance. B, balance interaction. Balance the interaction with the children, balance an interaction with parents, and balance an interaction just like you do in a normal classroom in terms of an activity based period post which you have a relaxed or a sitting down sedentary activity. Similarly, in an interaction online with children, you will have to plan something that you are talking, and then you are asking children to have an interaction, and also doing something like a game or an activity where they need to use their fine motor skills and hands. And that's what I mean when I say balance interaction. Balance an interaction into an active one where they're actively involved, and a passive one where probably a teacher is teaching. C. C stands for connect and communicate. A very important feature, as I have been constantly reiterating: connect with parents, communicate, participate, seek their participation, involve them as a partner. And that's what we need to do all together with each one of us. Even the parents need to kind of partner the teachers and not just say, okay, this is not done, that is not done. They are coming up with a lot of solutions. Teachers are doing their great bit. Let the parents also put up suggestions, and we need to get through this together. So we can't have think, okay, this is not working, that's not working. Connect. Whatever solves the problem is the connection and the communication. Keep communicating with them. Keep communicating with children. Talk to them with the facts. Talk to them the truth. And that is what a suggestion from us is. So ABC, adapt, balance, connect and communicate is what we suggest for teaching online. So with this, I end my presentation. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, you can always post them in the comment box below. Also, you can write to us at support@planet-e.in. In case you need further details, you can always connect with us, communicate with us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.